And we say hello to Emma James.
Hi there.
We're always talking about Ireland's soft power. 5 million people who live in Ireland?
4.7.
And yet here we are talking about them again.
It is quite incredible for such a small country, and this is an issue that really is getting the whole world talking, because it would be a first, regardless of Ireland's size. No other country, as the New York Times is among those pointing out, that if they vote yes on Friday, they'll be the first ever to legalise same-sex marriage according to a popular vote, not a political decision. So this really is quite monumental, and a lot of people keeping an eye on exactly what is going on. Now, the Yes camp at the moment is deemed to be out in front. All the major political parties have come out in support of it, and lots of celebrities too. Take a listen now to a few comedians who've given their backing to the Yes campaign.
In Ireland, you're going to be voting as to whether or not gay people have the right to get married.
If I was in Ireland, I would definitely say yes to equality.
Now, my honest advice to you is to take this opportunity to give them the same pain and suffering that every other married person has. Why should gay people have all the fun?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
What is it for?
It's for equal marriage.
What?
I don't know if I'm in favour of gay marriage myself. My husband is.
So there you go, the great Stephen Fry there lending his weight to the campaign. And of course, he can't vote, but recently married himself, so he's particularly relevant to hear from. One of the organisations that's gone into great depth on this issue is Vice News. They've published an article which really goes into how the Catholic country is changing, and at such a speed, because they point out that homosexuality was only decriminalised in 1993. 2 years later, they allowed divorce, but that only passed narrowly by referendum again. Abortion is still almost completely illegal, even in cases where there are fatal fetal abnormalities. In cases of incest and rape, it's still not allowed. Contraception was only made fully available in 1985. So this isn't a country that has been quick to make changes, but they all seem to be coming very swiftly now, and this one really is a very dramatic sea change. One thing that could affect the yes vote, though, says Vice News, is the fact that there's no postal vote, because the Irish youth really left in droves in the wake of the financial crash of 2008. So there are concerns that obviously the youth vote would be more likely to be susceptible to say yes, and they're not around to do it. The Independent takes a look at how would God vote. Because obviously the conservatism that there is, indeed, yes, maybe they've got a hotline. Conservatism in Ireland is completely rooted in its Catholicism. They say that there's a surprising number of high-profile Catholics and even ecclesiastical figures who've said they're backing the Yes campaign. The Archbishop of Armagh, though, has said gay marriage is not similar or even remotely analogous to God's plan for marriage and family. The Mashable has been taking a look at lots of different gay couples in Ireland who this will be affecting directly. And one of the quotes that I noticed that particularly resonated was, gay people always have and always will have children if they so choose. A yes or a no vote won't change that, because that's a lot of the drive of the No campaign, is that a family should be made up of a man, a woman and children.
Well, I even saw there was one campaign spot for it where they even had a homosexual come on and say, I'm homosexual, but I believe marriage is between a man and a woman.
What I find strange is that marriage doesn't automatically mean the arrival of children, and children can be conceived outside of wedlock. So I don't quite understand why it has to be that the two are married so intricately and so decisively by the No campaigners.
All right, how's the No campaign doing?
Well, they don't come off all that well, it has to be said. Some of the articles, most of them seem to be poking fun, frankly. This one from I100, which is part of the Independent group, says 9 of the worst arguments against gay marriage in Ireland, and they have actually dug up some absolutely tremendous images. These are the most ludicrous ideas for anyone to make any decision of any kind. Because if you fight for the gay right to marriage, you might get cancer. That's a letter that was sent to a campaigner saying that her campaigning had actually brought on her cancer. Because you can't start a herd with 2 bulls. That's one of my favourites. Vote no. Elsewhere, we have this one, which is another unfortunate blow to the No campaign. The couple used in this campaign photograph for the No campaign has actually come out and said this was a stock photograph. We didn't authorise its use for this, and we're appalled that it's being used in this campaign.
Oh dear, and that poster's been everywhere, it seems.
Absolutely, and just very quickly, the final word goes to this. Jesus had 2 dads and he was grand.
Many thanks, Emma James. I want to thank our panel once again. Thank you for being with us here in the France 24 debate.